you as our collaborator in our research fellowship program. Actually, this is the first time for our study program, Islamic Economics, to have a joint collaboration with international researcher, and we got the accept our proposal. Actually, me myself, I'm not doing my PhD yet. I'm still having my master's degree. Maybe looking forward to have a doctoral program here.
Inshallah.
This is Riani from Islamic Economics. Actually, my research area covers Islamic economics. Islamic banking and also Islamic stock. And here we have Prof. Asli, and CS Vice Dean for Finance. And then we also have Ibu Sri, Dr. Sri Mulyadinsi. She is our head of study program in Islamic economics.
Islamic economics?
Yes, Islamic economics study program. Yes. Her research expertise around environmental, right? Environmental economics.
Okay.
So we have Ibu Yeni Komunikasari. She's staff for the Vice Dean, right? And also her research interest covering Islamic banking and Islamic monetary. Yeah. Then we also have Ibu Laila Masruro bin Mada. Her research interest covering Islamic economics, zakat, especially Islamic microfinance as well. And then we have a candidate with Dr. Dwi Retno. Dwi Retno. Her specialized in math. And then last but not least, we have Ibu Ika Ismia. Her research covers Islamic law and also Islamic norms, right?
Okay.
That's all from us, and we are going to present or discuss our proposal. Actually, we already mapped and also graded our data, but we will need your input, your suggestion in mapping the data. We actually collected around 81 papers, and we already divided into three trains, and we look forward to have your insight.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Although the university started in 1905 as a university, right? I think more than 100 years ago, but the faculty of economics began in 1966, right? So previously it was just medicine, engineering, that was the faculty at that time. And then in 1997, faculty of economics actually business established a new entity as the Faculty of Business and Accountancy in 1997. And in 2021, for synergy, we decided to merge that as a one faculty. Previously, it was the Faculty of Economic and Administration, Faculty of Business and Accountancy. So when we combine, we become Faculty of Business and Economics in 2021. Sure, in your faculty, how many members, faculty members?
Faculty members?
More than
171.
Okay, more.
Okay.
Student?
Student for economics and business is 6,000.
Okay. More than us lah. We are 4,000.
But the Brawijaya is 72.
72,000. Very big. Wow. None of the biggest in Indonesia.
Yes.
Yeah.
The biggest. Oh, okay. But only one campus or actually?
We have many campus.
Oh.
And main campus and in the city, two campus, and then outside, two campus, and one in Jakarta, and another city in Kediri.
One wonder. We have UITM lah. They have more than 100,000 students, but the campus is in every stage. Like we have 14 states, right? So like in every state they have their own campus. That's why there are many. Like UM, because we only have one, so we only have 30,000.
Maybe next in Malang. Yeah,
UM
next in
Malang.
Malang.
Oh, in Malang.
We can claim that this is the first article that specifically focused on Islamic banking and COVID-19. So in here we explain what is the urgency of the study. Okay, maybe we can pass to the. Okay, here is the research question. The first one is what are the lessons learned from previous studies on each research main theme cluster of Islamic Bank and COVID-19. And the second one is what are the practical implications for the government based on the previous research and practical findings. And the last one, what are the future research directions for upcoming researchers. So we actually adopted systematic data review by reviewing 81 papers, which already selected based on rigorous and various criteria. The first one is to explain what is the systematic data review based on various articles. As you can see here, Goyal and Kumar and 2021 article that has been SLR or ESLR maybe in English. It's used to combine and summarize the main finding and contribution of the director, as well as look and combine previous research results, which leads to fair and logical conclusion based on several studies. The article, the first cluster is summarize the Islamic Bank performance during COVID-19. We have around 31 articles in this stream or in this term, and then we just divide it and categorize it into several subtopics. One is risk concerns cyclically behavior. Then we also have resilience and stability during shock. We have Islamic Bank performance policy, and I think the last one is institutional of Islamic banks.
Conventional and Islamic.
Islamic. We actually just
The criteria.
The criteria. Only Islamic bank.
keywords with we actually use Islamic bank, Sharia Muamalah bank to retrieve the articles related to Islamic banking. But at the end, after reading the articles, we found out that there is comparison with Islamic bank and conventional one. So we make it in one cluster about that.
Okay, understand. Yes, quite a lot. Even for 3 years, you managed to get like more than 100 papers. And then filter still got a lot, like 81, I think it's quite a lot. To read, and it can be a very good SLR paper on these topics. Yeah, it's interesting to know, like, for example, I can see the main objective of the paper is to inform the players as well as the policy makers, right? What happened to the Islamic Bank during COVID-19. So basically we wanted to know, I think researchers have actually researched on this and they see from many different perspectives, right? And you are comparing between their findings, so and you group them into different teams, right? Then you like to suggest in the future, how we can benefit from the lesson that we went through the pandemic, and then to make or to focus on which aspect to strengthen the Islamic banking from different different perspective, right? As you can say, either from their governance, even from their business perspective, risk management. I think that's how I think the readers can benefit and learn from there. I think it's very interesting topic, but the things that I need to read more before I think I can comment and then on the category. But I see it's already very good when you already have the categorization, right? So I think definitely people look forward to read this paper because it's a very good summary of the paper who focus on the COVID-19, what actually happened to the Islamic Bank, right? And then they wanted to know, as I said, when it comes to operation, what happened to their financing, part the business and the risk, as well as you talk about governance. Governance, the one that you proposed as CSR and everything, I'm not so sure whether it's part of the governance. Governance is normally whether whether there is any Sharia non-compliant, right? Yeah, that's actually the main thing that people focus on Islamic Bank when it comes to governance, to ensure that the products, everything have no issue, right? Apart from the performance. So in Malaysia, they appoint, because I'm also sitting in the bank as a Sharia advisor, right? Because I'm the chairman of the Mizuho Bank Malaysia Sharia Committee. So I think when it comes to governance, I think there are so concerned about Sharia non-compliance lah. This is what we see in Malaysia. Apart from the growth of the business, I think that's from different perspective and how we deliberate the process to ensure that the product the Islamic bank offer actually is kind of trustworthy. I mean, people can rely, and it should be Sharia compliant, should be halal. So that's the governance part. But I think we can. I need to read lah. But I find it very interesting. Paper.
I think quite right about Sharia compliance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
So
it?
I read.
Oh.
Yes, about Sharia compliance. Maybe you
Okay,
found
the third clause in our previous discussion, we decided to name it as Sharia compliance theme, but I found that it was only around 3 papers talk about Sharia compliance, but it is not actually measure the Sharia compliance.
But actually,
They have the Sharia analysis on PLS,
okay.
and the other was the first. Then I just dropped this criteria, this name and this subtheme, and then I just put it in organization and governance, something like that. Maybe the third thing, subtopic. Moroccan banks to accommodate the COVID-19.
Sharia contract.
Sharia contract. Sharia analysis on this contract.
Okay. Or we call it profit and loss sharing.
Profit and loss sharing. Yeah.
I think the theme is quite good already, like financing, right? Because in financing you can give through many different contracts. Same goes with the deposit lah. Because in bank we have the sources of fund, is deposit, right? And then the users of fund where you give financing to the customer. But it's interesting. Actually, many never come across those people. I think when you summarize them, it's good to see, right? I mean, like what actually happened during the COVID-19, what the bank do. In Malaysia, during the COVID-19, we basically talk a lot about the moratorium, where I think they allow the borrower, I mean like the customer not to pay at a certain period, right? So there was an issue at the time whether the bank can charge any extra profit when the customer delay the payment. I'm not sure if there is any paper working on that.
For this renegotiating and restructuring, something like that.
That one I think should be one team where I think this is what mainly people talk about, right? I mean, how the Islamic bank different than the conventional one, and the we also have a topic when you compare between the two is also quite interesting, and to see that what actually happened between the conventional and Islamic one. So
maybe like financing and uncertainty or something.
Financing and uncertainty. Financing, I can see that financing, you wanted to know the level of the amount of financing given during the pandemic, right? Whether increase or decrease, and then you can also see that what happened. That one normally what people wanted to see in the paper about the COVID. So how the bank deal with the customer, right? When it comes to the pandemic where the customer cannot pay. Is it you treat the same with the conventional or Islamic banks are different, right? So you give them like leeways to allow them to pay later or something like that, right? So that will be very interesting if you can have one team on that. So the behavior, for example, right? The behavior of Islamic banks toward the customer, for example, like during the COVID. And then we want to compare if you have that paper ever discussed, because this is SLR, right? We based on the existing research and it just makes summary.